Hey guys, it's Damien from Marketing Food Online, and today I'm going to show you how to create your own website. When you start a food business and you want to get online, I know that there's a limited budget for creating a business from scratch. I know how that works. But when it comes to creating a website, you don't have to pay a fortune to do one, and you can literally make one yourself. There's two platforms that I've actually worked with that I created the two sites I have now, Weebly being one of them, and Shopify. So I've actually done a video on Shopify recently, and then I did about I think two videos, if I'm not mistaken, on Weebly, just to get the basics of understanding how easy it is to use Weebly. A little background on myself as far as creating websites. I've utilized and tried GoDaddy. I've worked with HostGator, Weebly, Shopify. So I've tried a lot of them. The two that I like that stuck the most, that really worked for me because of its simplicity, is Weebly and Shopify. So I have my candy company with Weebly, and I have my marketingfoodonline.com store with Shopify. So really quick, to show you some of the basics on how you can literally create your own site. Weebly, this is the interface on Weebly. When you sign in and you get onto your store, you're going to have the build feature, the pages, a theme, the store itself, which is what you access to get sales information, visits and views, orders, and creating listings and such. Then you have apps. These are apps that you can actually get in addition to your site. And apps will allow you to keep inventory, marketing tools, email marketing, pretty much a variety of instruments that would advance your store while allow you to attract more customers, sell more products. These are add-ons that you can get. And of course, the settings, and then the help as well. This little icon is the showing you how it will be formatted for that specific device. Now, on the left side of Weebly, this is where it gets very simple. And like I mentioned before, you could pay someone to have a website, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to have it done correctly, or you can simply do it yourself, and it makes a lot easier for you to do that. The one thing about Weebly and Shopify together is that they have been created to break down the process very, very simplistically. Okay, very, very simple. It's very, very easy. So let me show you really quick on the left side here. So I'm going to create a product. So let me get over to our stores and our products page. All right, here is what happens when you hit the store icon. It brings you up and it allows you to do all of these different things here. Okay. Now, when you want to add a product to Weebly, and as I mentioned before, and not to sound redundant and repetitive, but it is simplistic. It is so simple to do. And here is the ad. Once you hit that add product feature, it's going to bring you up to here. This is the page where you want to create your listing. Now, as I mentioned before, when you create a listing for a food product, there's two super important aspects, more so than any other type of product that you're going to create. And that is using the right terminology to create the listing to entice the customer. Like I said before in one of my videos, you almost want to make them salivate. You almost make them want to reach to the computer and grab your food product. When it comes to products that are not edible, okay, they're not food-based at all. They're USB cables, electronics, T-shirts. You can pretty much show a picture, explain to it what it does, the features, and that's it. Now, if those features are what the customer is looking for, then that customer is going to make the purchase. It's a little different when it comes to food, especially if you've got a unique product, if you're a specialty food maker, because of the fact that your pictures need to help sell. That's the second aspect that's really important. Really good selling pictures that can get the taste, the texture, the flavor, get all of that across with an image, okay? And then in your descriptions, you want to be really as descriptive as possible. So I'm going to set you up I'm going to show a listing right here, an example, okay? And I'm going to create a listing for cake balls, okay? So the first thing I want to do is start off with what exactly, the first couple of words of any title needs to be precise. What exactly is it that you're selling? Okay. These are cake balls, and they could be, let's say, vanilla cream cake. And then you want to say it's a 12-pack. Okay. Give yourself a price. All right. And if you're going to offer it as a sale price, now here is something this is a new feature to Weebly, by the way. This format that you're looking at is actually relatively new. They've kind of upgraded some of their features. $24.99. Let's say you have a sale price of $21.99, so you have $3 off. If you want to entice a customer even more so, is to increase the price a little bit above what you would traditionally charge and keep your sale price low, because it gives the impression that the product's on sale. You can also, as part of the description, create a sense of urgency saying, hey, you know what, the sale's going to end soon. Get them for your party, get them for a wedding, whatever it may be. So let's get a picture of some food, of some cake balls. Let's see, cake balls. Here we go. All right, fantastic. Now, what you want to do when you create the listing, as many pictures as possible. I highly recommend you take pictures of every angle, cut open a cake ball even. I actually don't. I just got done deleting a bunch of images, but I don't have one of it cut open. But when you can, if you have a cake ball, if you have a cake, or you have a loaf or a bundt cake or something, brownies, cut them open so the customer can see inside. They can see the texture and they can see the color. They can see how it looks, because that's going to be a huge seller when it comes to selling your product. Now, here's a bunch of different cake ball plattered pictures from different angles and different packaging. So you can add another one. So the idea is on Weebly, you could add multiple images, as many as you like. And I believe it max. I'm not sure if there's a max out or not. I only used about 3 or 4 on Weebly. When it comes to Amazon, Etsy, or eBay, I definitely utilize as many pictures as they allow on each of those platforms. And there's a reason, because the more you actually add onto it, the better for the search engine optimization and finding the product. When you have as much information as possible, even including images, it's going to help you get found much, much better. So let me scroll down here and show you. So this is a physical good, the product type. Now, some of the really cool thing about Weebly is introducing the digital good or service. So these are products that you could do without having like a shipping setting, because you're obviously not going to ship a digital product. It's instantly downloaded. The service, maybe you're offering consulting, or maybe you're offering something that's just one-on-one with somebody or a client. You can hit that. And again, you won't have to determine shipping. You won't have to determine any of that stuff, because once it's purchased, then it's up to you to fulfill the order. If you're obviously, doing consulting, you would speak with the client and such. So this is a physical good. Okay. So anything that you're shipping, like cookies, cakes, or whatever your food product, obviously you're shipping, you use physical products. So here's your description. So really quick, you can also hover over the question mark. If you would like to add even more content, like videos or special instructions more, you can customize your page. Okay. And then you can basically, excuse me, add that to it. Okay. So let's start typing them. So these are a handmade, delicious addition to your wedding party. We make all items fresh to order. Each decadent cake ball is made to make you. Let's go back here. Let's try something really quick. Try if you need more than 12 cake balls. We also offer bulk pricing. Now, this is something I want to show you really quick. As you begin to make a listing for a product, if you're the one making the product, okay, and you have the capacity to make them obviously in larger quantities, every listing that you put on your Weebly site, when you make your Weebly website yourself, and of course, like I said before, saving yourself a fortune. Once you do this, offer them and let the customer know that you can make more than just that specific listing states. And what I mean by that is like just what I put. If I'm selling 12 of these at a time, and you have a wedding, let's say a lady has a wedding coming up and she wants you to make 1,000 cake balls. She would probably look at this listing if she was interested in them, if she wouldn't know that you offer them. A lot of customers honestly do not ask, hey, can you do 1,000 or do you 800 for my wedding? So once you put this idea in their head, they're like, you know what? Wow, Susie or Jane or Bill or Ted, he makes these cake balls. They look amazing, but he can do like 1,000 to 800. This is fantastic. So they'll contact you and say, look, I saw in your listing, because when you put it in the listing, That idea is right in their head, and it's fantastic. I've done this on my Etsy pages. I've done this on eBay, and it works very well. And you get larger events. So, basically, putting in a description here. Each cake ball will melt in your mouth with a soft center and chocolate coating. We offer dozens of flavors to choose from. So this is another aspect of the listing I want to get into, is if you make a variety of flavors, also put that in the listing of each and every single one that you're making. Okay. And you can do that on your own Weebly site. That's the great thing about having your site. Of course, you can offer this on Etsy, or you can offer it on eBay, or Amazon. Even if you have a listing on Amazon with different flavors, let the customer know that there's a variety to choose from, because that is another idea that you're putting in their head because you want them to buy more from you. Again, if that person came to you and said, "Hey, I have a wedding," well, they could do 800, but I only see this listing says vanilla cake, but I really want chocolate cake center. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to give you the examples that offering varieties of flavors and varieties in sizes is where you're going to make a good amount of money. So I'll leave that right there. Let me scroll down. So we have here visible. You want obviously the product. Your product is ready to sell online. Okay. If you want it hidden, maybe you're going to edit it later. Or maybe you have some other things. You can hide it temporarily. Fulfillment, shipping or pickup or both. Now, this is great. Here's why. In some states, if you have a cottage food business, if you have a home-based food business, some states allow you to actually transact online now. Okay, there's a very few states that do this, but they'll allow you to create a website. You can actually sell a product, and they can come and pick it up. Again, you have to have it. You have to transact it between the customer who's buying it, and if they want to pick it up at your home, that's perfectly fine if you're comfortable with that, obviously. And then you have that feature there. So this is great because if it was to be pickup, again, you don't have to determine the shipping. You don't have all that stuff. It totally changes the listing. Another great feature of Weebly, and again, making the site yourself is going to save you a fortune. Additional information. So if you have a SKU, if you have a SKU or product number and you want to keep inventory, track it, that's perfect as well. Now, scrolling down, you want to enter it into a category. Once you've created categories, so I'm going to choose a category. This is what my categories are, and it pops up, and you simply scroll down and say, "Hey, where is cake ball?" It goes to the cake balls. Okay, and then you hit save, and then the product options. You can add additional options. Okay, this is great because you can also choose how you want it to show up on the listing. So here's the thing: color tiles or text box. You can choices, details. For instance, the size. You could say a 12 count. 12 count, 24 count, etc. Right? So you can determine the size that you want, and that way your customer can simply choose from that. Okay. And the layout, you can have this menu once you create this. It can drop down. So once the customer takes their cursor and they go over it, the drop down menu will show 12 count, 24 count, or you can leave it and say customizable. And then that again will lead you to more sales because the customer could say, wow, they can customize this. So I have a big corporate event coming up. I could do with like 3,000 of these I need. So that is a great feature to have. And all of this, again, all of this is stuff you're doing. You guys are doing yourself when you do this. So then search engine optimization. Now the SEO is basically when you want to optimize, you want to make sure a listing is as optimized as possible, utilizing the right keywords, images, descriptions, all of this data is what goes into Google to help you get ranked. So SEO for your food product needs to be maxed out. Okay. And you might even want to do a little bit of research on your product. So let's say you do chocolate pretzel rods. You can go to Google and type in chocolate pretzel rods, and you can find how many Google actually keyword tools, Google keyword tool. Sorry. And what that is that is a feature that Google offers that you can find out all of the different search terms for chocolate pretzels, right? So that information you'd want to put down in your description, an optimized title, and if you have a permalink, you can definitely put it in here, okay, like a product title. So that is it. All of this information, which is very simple, it's literally like about 6 different items here. you're done. And you hit save and your product is live. Of course, I'm not going to do that with this as an example, but that is how you create a listing. And it's super simple. That's it. And once you have that up and running and it's optimized, you guys are ready to roll. And your whole entire website can be put together. I actually literally created my Weebly site, just the basics of it, the background of it. I think it was about 2 to 3 days I spent on it. And then, of course, it's been a few years as I keep adding more products and taking stuff away. You always want to maintain it. But setting up the basics on a Weebly site can take you only about a couple of days. So I'm going to do some other videos later about these other features, okay? But for right now, I'm going to wrap it up. If this was helpful and it got you excited about the possibility of you making your own site, do give me a big thumbs up and let me know that this was helpful. I do appreciate the feedback. And as always, if you're not subscribed to my channel, check out my channel. Subscribe. I have hundreds of videos to help you get your food business up and running. And we also have our podcast. Take a listen up for some of our podcasts as well. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you, guys.